Hi traders, hope you're all well. Today we're going to take a look on how to identify and trade the crab harmonic pattern. This crab pattern is one of my favorite harmonic patterns to trade because the winning rate is between 95 to 98% if you get the X to A leg correct. We do have to take profit with every harmonic patterns. The first take profit is at 0.382 and the second take profit is at 0.618. So with crab harmonic pattern, you would 100% get the first take profit 0.382. Again, this would the first take profit only depends if you get the X to A leg correctly. If you do get that, then 100% you would get your first take profit. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you the rules and measurements, okay, and also explain what it looks like when you see them in your charts. So we have an M and W patterns or shapes. The M is your bullish opportunity, and the W is your bearish opportunity. So first thing that you need to do when you identify an M or W pattern is to grab your Fib retracement tool. So if you go to Fibonacci right here, you need a Fib retracement. So for all harmonic trading patterns or measurement, we need to use the Fib retracement and the trend-based Fib extension. So for all the measurements, for the first phase of the measurement, we use the Fib retracement. So I will take the Fib retracement and measure from the origin of the first impulsive leg called X to A leg. Yeah, so this leg right here. So I measure from X to A, and then what you need to do is, if you double click on the Fib, you need 5 Fib numbers. You need your 0.382, 0.5, 0.618, 0.768, and 0.886. And you need your 0 and you need your 1, okay, to identify the start and the end of your measurement, basically. Okay, so these are the 5 numbers you need: 0.382, 0.5, 0.618, 0.768, and 0.886. Okay, so you measure from X to A. Your B leg, which is your first retracement down for your M, for the bullish opportunity. This first retracement down, the rules are that it must touch 0.368, yeah, sorry, 0.362, can touch 0.5 and 0.618, but must not touch 0.768. The B can break and close below 0.618, but must not exceed 50% between 0.618 and 0.768. I hope that is clear. Okay, so something as it is now is fine. As you can see, this closed below 0.618, so that is fine. Okay, so that's your B measurement. If, for example, it retraced to 362 and then, sorry, 382, I keep saying 362, 382. If this retraced to 382 and then put back, it is fine. Yeah, as long as it touches 0.382. Something like this is not a valid harmonic pattern. Okay, so basically there's no touch on the 382. So it must touch 382. Can touch 0.5, 0.618, but must not touch 0.768. All right, I hope that is clear. So that's the B measurement. So I get rid of this. So for the C leg, the retracement for C, the C leg must not trade above where the A stopped. So must not exceed A. All right. The rules are that the C must touch 0.382. And how do you know that? How would you measure that? You measure from A, you take your fib retracement again, you plot from A to B. Okay? So this pullback here must touch 382, can touch all the fibs, but must not go above the A. Okay? I hope that is clear. So something like this is not valid. All right? It can close here or even there. It's fine. But it must not go above. All right? Something like this is not a valid harmonic pattern because, again, it did not touch your 0.382. So it must touch 382. Okay? So that is our C. So now we've measured our A, our X A, sorry, our A, our for B, and we've measured our C leg. All right. Now we need to measure our D leg. So this is now when you use the second fib that I mentioned, which is your trend base fib extension. Okay, so this is when you need the fib extension. So you grab the fib extension. To get your D, you measure from A to your X back to your A. For D, you need two numbers. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll click on that fibs. Okay, so this is a blank fib. So the two numbers you need for your D leg is you need a 1.618 and you need a 2.0. Okay, so these are the two numbers that you need to get to your to know where to go, where your D would finish. So this would be the box where you will look for stabilization once the market is dropping down to look to go long. Okay, so with crab pattern, we expect this leg down to break 1.618. Yeah, we expect it to break one. Most times it breaks 1.618. 10-20% of the time it touches 1.618 and then it moves to the opposite side. But majority of the time it breaks and closes below 1.618, which is still valid as long as it did not take out the 2.0 fib. Okay, so this is where we look for some candlesticks pattern, for example, maybe the pin bar or a bullish candle to go long. Okay, so we've got our 1.618 and 2.0. Okay, so this is where we look to go long, and we need one more measurement, which is to measure these two legs here, your BC or your CB leg. All right. So again, take your fib extension. You measure from the top, from C to B, back to C. Now you need these numbers. Yeah, you need numbers between 2.618 to 3.618. Yeah, so write this down. So numbers like 2.618, 3.0, 3.272, 3.414, and then 3.618. So you need one number that aligns closely to 1.618. So if I double click this now, I get rid of 1.618, I get rid of the 2. I need one of those numbers I just mentioned that comes close or close to 1.618 or closes below 1.618. Yeah, because as the market is coming down, I'm going to choose 3.272. Actually, that is too low. Where is my 3.0? Yeah, this looks good. 3.0 looks good. So when this market is coming down, you wait for your 1.618 to touch, and then the final fib at 3.0 to touch, for example. If, like I said, most times we'll break 1.618 and then come down. Okay. So you wait for all your fibs to touch before you take the trade. Yeah. So you wait for 1.618 and then between 2.618 to 3.618, you need one of the fibs. So this could be 2.618, for example, if we get a rejection of the 1.618 without closing below it. So either of the numbers will do, as long as you get a number that converges closely to 1.618, and then that's when you start looking to go long. Okay, and your take profits, you take your fib retracement, you measure from C back to where the last week of the D. Yeah, so the last week. Let's say, for example, this was the last week. We'll drop it there, and your take profit is at 0.382, and your second take profit is at 0.618. Like I said, you always get your first take profit as long as you get the X to A leg correctly. You would fetch your first take profit. So let's say we got an entry here after the rejection of the level. Your stop goes below the 2.0, and your first take profit is at 0.382. Okay, I'm gonna clone this, and then your second take profit will go at 0.618. All right. So what I do is, once the first take profit is hit, for example, and if I'm convinced that I'll get my 0.618 due to the way the market moved up, what I'll do is, once 0.382 is hit, I'll move my stop to break even. Yeah, and I'll go risk free, and then I'll aim for the second take profit. Yeah, like I said, you would get your 0.382 first take profits 100% of the time if this leg is measured correctly. All right, so let's dive in for some example. So we have a very good example on the Euro USD 1 hour time frame right here. So I'm going to delete this right here and also delete that. Okay, so remember I said that for the bullish one you need an M pattern, yeah, or an M shape. So if you look closely, you see something. You see something like this, yeah. So this is an M. All right. So what you do is you take your fib retracement, you measure from the X, from the low to the high, yeah. So this is our X and this is our A. I will be a bit fast so that I don't bore you. And then we have your B here, and then C, and then D leg somewhere on this low. So from the rules that I mentioned above, you would see that the B leg touched 0.382, yeah, and then we retraced for C. Okay, so that's the B leg was fine in terms of the rules, and we measure for the C. So you go from A to B, and your C touched 0.382 and did not go above the A. So the C rules was met. And then to get to our D, where we look to buy, what you do is you take your fib extension, you measure from your A down to your X, back to your A. Yeah, and then we are looking for what? 1.618 to 2.0. So you get rid of this 3. So we need 1.618 to 2.0. Okay, so what you do is you wait for this leg to drop. Yeah, you wait for it to drop to 1.618. So this is our D here. Yeah, so our D is basically we're aiming to go long inside this box. Yeah, all right, so that's between our 1.618 and 2.0. So this is our D leg here. So we need one more measurement, our CB leg. Okay, you grab the fib extension, you go from C to B, back to C. Remember I said you need one number that aligns closely to 1.618, and the numbers are 2.618, 3.0, 3.272, 3.414, and 3.618. So I double click on this, I get rid of the 1.618, get rid of the 2, and then I'll pick 3.618. Actually, I picked 3.414 to see where that will land us. So 3.414 is quite high. So you double click on that and look for 3.618. So get rid of that. 3.618. Where so I'm not wearing my glasses, which is bad. Where are you? 3.618. I'm sure you're seeing it and you're screaming. It's right there. It's right there. That's what happens when I'm not wearing my glasses. Yeah, that's it. 3.618. So 3.618 is right here. So that's fine. So this is our completed crab pattern. Yeah. So let me just plot it. So we have our X to A, our B here, our C there, and then our D completed here. So as you can see, like I said, most of the times you have your D leg breaking 1.618, which it did right here. So we broke and closed, yeah, and then we went sideways, all right, before this push down, and then we had this pin bar looking like, yeah. So even if you're waiting for confirmation after this bullish candle, then you could go long. So for your take profit, you take fib retracement, you measure from C to the last candle, the last wick of the D, which is here, and then your fixed take profit would be, so let's plot this. So you take your long position. So after this bullish candle close, we go long, your stop goes below the 2.0 here, and then your first take profit is right at 0.382, which is here, and then I'll clone this. So once the first take profit is hit, which I said it does hit 100% of the time, and then I'll move my stop to break even, and then I'll aim for 0.618, which is the second take profit. Okay, and as you can see, the two take profits this time was hit, but if you had gone break even right here, yeah, the market came down. Let me move down a bit. The market came down and then took you out on break even, and then rallied up to your second take profit. Yeah, so these are the risks that you need to think about. If you want to leave your stop as it is, where it is below the 2.0, you will have still hitting your your second take profit. But like I said, 100% of the time you will hit your first take profit, and it's up to you what you want to do. You can move your stop to break even and then aim for the second take profit, or you just take the first take profit. I'll quickly show you another example. Aussie USD trade. So this trade I actually took. So on Friday, I locked to break even after my take profit was hit, and then my second take profit was hit, was nearly hit this morning, but it hasn't. It's right there. So take on profit is right there. So basically, this is my M pattern. Yeah, M looking like pattern. If you can see that clearly, M. So fib retracement, you measure from your X, from this low to this high. Your B closed between 0.618 and 0.768. As you can see, it did not touch 768 and it did not trade anywhere below 50% of the two fibs. Yeah, so that's my B met. And my C did not trade above the A. Yeah, so if you want to measure this again, if you want to be sure, take your fib retracement, measure from A to B. Yeah, as you can see, the 0.382 was touched, which is valid. Okay, so now to get to your D leg where to buy, all you need to do, take fib extension, you measure from A to X, back to A again. Yeah, and you're looking for 1.618 and 2. Yeah, so that's my 1.618 and that is my 2. Yeah, so 1.618 and 2. So this was where I was waiting for inside this box. So I was waiting for price to come in inside the box and I look for long. Yeah, so we need one more measurement. Take fib extension, you measure from your C to your B, back to your C, and we need numbers between 2.618 to 3.618. So any number that converges closely to our 1.618 is the number that we're looking for. Obviously not 3.682 because it's right below the 2.0. Sorry, I'm going fast because I don't want this to be too long now. So we aim for 2.618. Where are you? Right there. Okay, so as you can see, 2.618 was just before the 1.618, which was fine. So all the numbers were hit, and then I wait for a bullish signal inside that area. As you can see, we did not close below 2.0. So once you could wait until this bullish candle here, and then you go long. So for take profit, you go from C using your fib retracement, C to the last candle, yeah, and your first take profit is at 382, like I said, and the second take profit is right here at 0.618, yeah. So the first TP was hit. The second TP, as you can see, we're rallying up, and we're not quite there yet for the second take profit. But my stop is at break even anyways. So we are right here now. I'm hoping for the market to push up to hit 71079, which is where the 0.618 second take profit is at. All right. So I hope the video is clear. Any questions? Please drop a comment and I'll be happy to respond to you. I'll do more of these videos moving forward. So the first one is crab. The next video will be the deep crab harmonic pattern. Take care and thank you for watching. Bye now.